Today we're going to begin making a sculpture of a dinosaur. And the first thing that we're going to do is decide whether we want to create a four-legged dinosaur like a Stegosaurus or Triceratops, or a two-legged dinosaur like a Spinosaurus or a T-Rex. Of course, there's a lot of other dinosaurs out there, and you can make whatever dinosaur you'd like, but first we need to decide if we want to make a four-legged dinosaur or a two-legged dinosaur. I'm choosing to make a four-legged dinosaur, so I chose the handout that says four-legged dinosaur, and I might choose a certain one that I'd like to create, like the Stegosaurus. Now, last week we took some time and practiced drawing from observation. I showed you how to trace part of a body with your finger or with your pencil and then draw it. So for the tail, I noticed this is a curved line. So I'm going to draw my nice long curved line. It comes to a point and then it touches down here. I can look at my drawing and compare it to the actual dinosaur and see if it's correct. If I'm happy with it, I can move on. I notice my dinosaur has some spikes on its tail, good for protection. I have my dinosaur's back, which was already drawn for me, and now I notice that the Stegosaurus, has a fairly small head and neck. So I need to make it a lot smaller. It bends up, little eye, then the snout. Remember, if you're not happy with your drawing, you can always go back and fix it. I'm using a pencil for that reason. If I'm not happy with my picture, I can go back and fix it. You'll notice I didn't draw the legs because these are going to be my dinosaur's legs. So maybe I'll draw some toes. The Stegosaurus didn't really have claws, so I'm just going to make something that looks like toenails, kind of like elephant's feet. Now I'm ready to color my dinosaur with crayons. We've never really seen dinosaurs in real life, so we don't know exactly what colors they were. Scientists have made guesses about what colors they think the dinosaurs might have been, but you can use your creativity and come up with your own colorful dinosaurs. It's up to you. Now that I've done a nice job coloring my dinosaur and pushing really hard with my crayon so that the color is nice and bright, I'm ready to cut my dinosaur out. Now, I'm going to cut out the two different sets of legs along with the body, head, and tail. My dinosaur has some very tricky places to cut, so I'm not going to try to make one long cut. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to start off at the tail and kind of cut around those spikes, pick up where the tail was. Now, I'm going to make a cut that touches the tip of all of the Stegosaurus's plates. I'm not worried about cutting in between them yet. All right. Once I cut a general cut along the back, then I can go back and cut out those small spaces. It makes it so much easier when I'm cutting out just a small little section than trying to do it all in one long, crazy cut. So do a general cut and then go back and cut out those smaller spaces. I finished cutting out the different parts of my sculpture, and now I'm going to turn those pieces over and cut or color this side. So first I might use my pencil and draw in those details like the eyes and the mouth. Then I can go ahead and start coloring. It's a little bit harder to color something that's already been cut out. So what I'm going to do is place it on a scrap piece of paper, press down with my hand so the small piece of paper doesn't move around. I'm moving my fingers with my non-coloring hand to keep the paper from moving. I have a scrap paper underneath my legs, underneath my dinosaur's legs, so that if I go off of the leg, I'll color onto the scrap paper and not onto the table. So this is a little trickier than the front side, but you can do it. There's one. Now I'll do the other legs, and I'll also color this side of the body, trying to color or copy the same colors and design that I used on the front. I've colored the front and back of all three of my pieces that I'm going to use for my sculpture. Now I get to put these together. It's fun, but challenging. So here's what I need to do. On each of the pieces that you've colored, there are some black little lines. So on the four-legged dinosaur, there's 2 black lines on the body, whereas on the two-legged dinosaur, there's only 1. I also have a black line on the legs. Each set of legs has 1 black line. Now I'm going to take these pieces and slide them together. So I'll take the slits and push them together. This might take more than 1 try. This requires perseverance. You might not get it the first time. It might only go halfway, and then you kind of wiggle it or take it out and try it again. But ideally, you want to push those pieces together and see if it can stand up. Mine is standing up nicely. You might have to ask someone at your table to help you, or try it a couple times. There we go. Now I'm going to create a base for my dinosaur, a place for my dinosaur to live. Here's what my dinosaur looks like standing up.